One of the funny things about electric vehicles and why they're not going to work. In fact, a lot of the major manufacturers rather shut down than make something they're going to lose money on. Why do I say that? If you look at gas stations, that's our infrastructure. We have fuel all over the place, and they figured out a mathematical equation for the cars and trucks. They had a mandate where they had to go at least about 300 miles, I think it was, or maybe 400. And so essentially every 300 miles you'll find a gas station. What do we have for electric? The infrastructure for electric vehicles is almost none. Toyota came out with a device, and so did Chevy at one point, but they got rid of it because they didn't fully engineer it correctly. But I've seen and been in a hybrid RAV4 2023 or 4 model, and it is neat. And I'm not promoting a particular vehicle, but if any vehicle is structured like it, I would look into it. It runs on gas, 10-gallon tank, very modest. But the thing is, the engine activates after certain miles per hour, and it will turn on to charge the batteries. So you literally have a balance of battery and engine for motion. It is very interesting. And I think that was a Japanese version of let's try this out. And it works. But when you have a fully electric vehicle and you're out in the middle of Arizona, where do you charge it? And there are videos, very comical ones, where people who have a Tesla would have a small generator in the trunk, start up the generator, and I'll charge their car and wait 2, 4, 6 hours for it to charge so they can drive on. Principally speaking, it's a do-it-yourself hybrid at that point. The other car I really liked, because I was in it, as well, was the Chevy Volt. Well, the Volt was neat. It was an EV with a self-generator in it. So you would go 40 miles on a battery, which is very low in today's standards, but you would have a 6-gallon tank in a small engine that would generate power only into the batteries, and it will take you another between 400 and 600 miles. To me, that was the bee's knees. And when you have people out there who are promoting the green, as an example, they don't provide the infrastructure. They're serving you dessert before you actually have your meal. And that's how I see it, because a lot of the people out there, the fact is, how the infrastructure was first initiated, a lot of them are closing down. A lot of the Tesla ones, for example, had leases, and they were shutting them down, literally flipping the switch right off because they didn't pay their lease. So how does this all work out in today's world? I think we're stuck in evolving, or we're stuck with a lack of planning. We have good intentions, we just don't see things through. And with that said, there we go. But now there's new technology out there. Toyota, for example, running hydrogen for one, and they also have another one where it runs on ammonia. So, yeah, and speaking of electric, we first had the lithium. We had if you look at all our old rechargeable batteries, not the alkalines, but what do you call it? Oh, I don't even know. I forget what it's called now. But the old-fashioned rechargeable batteries, all the elements in all of the batteries. We have cobalt, we have lithium, ion, all that. those mines are literally causing more problems than the gas engine. So what did they do? Someone invented sodium batteries. How do you get that? Almost anywhere. You got salt mines you have salt mines in the mountains. You have salt flats, and you can also go off and siphon out the salt from the salt water of the ocean. Salt's very common. Someone actually thought basic. In irony, it works. The only other battery out there that would outdo all that would be the nuclear battery. If I can recall it correctly, I might be not saying this correctly, and you might want to correct me on this. They have a nuclear isotope that literally glows green. But because it's like a little glow stick, they stick it inside a cell, and the cell is lined with solar panels or something or other. I could be wrong. But the nuclear battery supposedly lasts forever. I think what would give out on it would be if it was the solar panel inside, that would probably go first. But these things will last minimum of 10 years. Imagine buying a AA battery and having a flashlight or even having a lamp that runs on it. You don't need to be tied to the grid. Here's the politics of it all. Now, if you have sovereignty, autonomy from being tethered to the grid, then who doesn't get their money? Power companies. So you'll see a lot of different fuckery going on with well-established systems that would rather see you go bankrupt by charging you. Let me put it this way: I got about right now in the lighting I have on now. I have what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have LEDs, and I will leave a bunch of them on because by the time you think about the wattage, 4 watt, 6 watt, the most powerful I think at the moment is about 9 or 14 watt, and anything from soft white to daylight bulbs, and all equivalates to one 60 watt incandescent. To me, that's impressive. However, the electric bills about almost the same, and you would think it would be lower. But if you look at how our electric is now, if you paid, let's say we paid $1 per 100 kilowatts, now we're paying $7 to $10 per kilowatt. So, is it really a big discount? No, because all we're doing is they're adjusting the rates up. We are actually stepping down to pay about the same. There's no savings. So by having your own energy, your own power wall, your own solar panels, your own windmills, seems to be the way to go. And to quote Jay Leno, it's not free energy, it's pre-invested. I don't have a solution to it all, but I love the autonomy. Have a powerhouse and a small farm and just run a line. If you know what a powerhouse is, check it out. So anyways, yeah, when it comes to energy, I wouldn't get too wrapped up in it. Everybody is trying to evolve where it's less impact on the earth. It'll take a few more decades, I think, or a few more generations. I wish you well, and bye for now.